Hello and welcome to this tutorial to accompany week 6 of my picnic on the beach blanket crochet along. My name's Eleonora and I'm the designer behind Coastal Crochet, and all the details about this blanket can be found over on my website www.coastalcrochet.com. So this tutorial is for these 3 rows where we have the little heart inspired shapes in the red and then 2 rows of the yellow to frame those little heart shapes. So it's 3 rows, surprisingly simple, and I will show you how to do them. Remember, I use UK crochet terminology, but I do translate to US as we go along, and also that these tutorials are not to replace the written pattern, so do have a copy with you as we work through these 3 rows. So with the right side of the blanket facing and ready to crochet along this side edge, we join yarn C to the 3rd stitch in from the right corner chain space. So here's the corner chain space to the right, and because this round here was made with the wrong side of the blanket facing and we now have the right side of the blanket facing, the top of the stitches will sit just to the left of the post of the stitch. So there's the right corner chain space, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, and there's your 3rd stitch in from the right corner chain space, and we join with yarn C. And so now we make 4 chain, which counts as the first treble US double crochet stitch plus 1 chain. And looking at the pattern, we now do 1 treble US double crochet stitch into the same stitch, like so. So we've got a little V shape into that 1 stitch. And so now it's miss 2 stitches. So we miss 2 stitches, and in the next stitch we do all the work in the brackets, which is 1 treble US double crochet, 1 chain, and then a further treble US double crochet, like so. So now we've got 2 groups of these little V's with the 1 chain in between. And so now, looking at the pattern, it's repeat from star until the final 2 stitches of the row. And so go back to where the star is, which is where we're missing 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in the next stitch it's 1 treble US double crochet, 1 chain, and then another treble US double crochet. And repeat this until the final 2 stitches of the row. So I'm coming up to the end of the row. I'm on my final repeat, miss 2 stitches, and then in this stitch 1 treble US double crochet, 1 chain, and then a further treble US double crochet. And that is to the final 2 stitches of the row, because here we have 2 stitches and we leave these stitches unworked. At this point now we simply fasten off. So I've fastened off, and there should now be 56 of these groups of 2 treble with the 1 chain in between. 56 of these, and now we don't turn the work, we go back to the beginning of this row, keeping the right side of the work facing. Here we are at the beginning of row 1, and what we do now, if you look at the pattern, is we join with yarn E into the corner chain space before the start of row 1, and we're going into the round 2 from week 5. So in week 5 we crocheted these 2 rounds of white around the entire blanket, so that is round 2 from week 5. Here's obviously the beginning of row 1, and we're joining yarn E into the corner chain space of this round before the start of row 1 that we've just worked, and just join yarn E into that corner chain space like so. And so now we make 3 chain, which counts as the first treble US double crochet stitch of this next row. And looking at the pattern, we do 1 treble US double crochet stitch in each of the next 2 stitches in round 2 from week 5, and so that is this white round here. These 2 stitches that we missed at the beginning of row 1, we missed these 2 stitches. It's these 2 stitches that we're now working into, and just working an ordinary treble US double crochet in each of these 2 stitches. So there's 1 and there's 2. And so now, looking at the pattern, it tells us to miss the next stitch. And if you remember at the beginning of row 1, we made 4 chain, and that 4 chain counted as our first treble, US double crochet, plus 1 chain. So this counted as the first stitch, so this is the stitch it means to miss. And we simply work 1 double crochet, that's a US single crochet, into the 1 chain space between the 2 treble from row 1. So this was the first treble US double crochet, then we did the 1 chain, then there was the next treble. It's in that chain space between those trebles that we simply work 1 double crochet, US single crochet, like so. And now it's miss next stitch, which is the next treble that we crocheted, and repeat from star to the final 1 chain space of the row. So we go back to where the star is in the pattern, and this is where we're doing our 1 treble US double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches from round 2. So that's these 2 stitches that have been left unworked in this white round. We're simply working 2 ordinary treble US double crochet, 1 in each of these stitches. And what it's doing is it's trapping the red yarn from row 1. We're just crocheting around that like so. And so now you can see by doing the treble US double crochet either side of that group plus the little double crochet, single crochet in the chain space, we're getting a little bit of a heart shape like so. And so carry on. So now we are missing the next stitch, which was this one here, working the double crochet, US single crochet into the 1 chain space between those 2 treble, like so, and then working the treble US double crochet in each of these stitches here from round 2 of week 5, the white round. And there we go. You're getting this really lovely effect. Keep going until you get to the final 1 chain space of the row. So I'm about to start my final repeat, nearly at the end of the row. So 1 treble US double crochet stitch in each of these 2 stitches from round 2 in week 5. Miss the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet, US single crochet into the 1 chain space between those 2 treble. There we go. And so now to finish the row, if you look at the pattern, we missed the next stitch, which is this final treble US double crochet stitch from row 1. And now we work 1 treble US double crochet into each of these 2 stitches, the final 2 stitches of this side from round 2 in week 5. And then it's 1 treble US double crochet into the corner chain space, like so. And so there we've gone all the way along, and when we turn the work and do the next row, that will really start to push these little hearts forward and help to form the shapes. So now turn the work, ready to move on to row 3. And row 3 is simply a row of double crochet US single crochet stitches. So we start by making 1 chain. This doesn't count as a stitch, so the very first stitch to crochet into is this very first one here, and we simply work 1 double crochet US single crochet in each stitch to the end of the row. So I've just gone to the end of row 3 with my double crochet US single crochet stitches, and don't fasten off because we're going to be carrying on to our next set of stitches in the same yarn. But that's the tutorial for these 3 rows, which if I turn the work I can show you the end result. And here we go. So if you look back along the row with the right side of the work facing, we now have these really sweet little hearts inspired shapes going all the way along. So a simple set of 3 rows to create these little heart shapes. So I hope you found the tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.